Good morning, boys and girls. This is Ms. Cabrales, your librarian. Today, we honor those who we lost in 9/11, 19 years ago, including civilians and our first responders. We honor them because they are our heroes. It was a very tragic event, but we are a united country and we will come together and keep being strong, right? So some of you were not born and probably are asking, what is 9/11? And I'm sure that your teachers have shared with you some information. But I'm a librarian, but a teacher also in heart. So I'm just going to go ahead and share with you some background information. It's short, I promise. Okay? So, 9/11. It is known as Patriot Day. Now, what is a patriot? A patriot is a person who supports and loves their country and is ready to defend it against enemies. Now, what is Patriot Day? Patriot Day is today, 9/11. It is a holiday observed in the United States on September 11 to commemorate the lives of those who died in the 2001 terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center in New York City and the Pentagon in Virginia, and those who perished when the hijacked United Airlines Flight 93 crashed in Pennsylvania. Now, notice in the picture that our flag is halfway. That is called half staff. We do that as a sign of respect and mourning. A moment of silence is observed to correspond with the attacks, beginning at 8:45 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which would be 7:46 a.m. for us. Why that time? Because that is the time that the first airplane from American Airlines Flight 11 struck the North Tower of the World Trade Center. In New York City, there is a 9/11 memorial and museum. Okay, it opened in September 11, 2011, 10 years after the 9/11 attacks. So this is what the memorial would look like. There are 2 pools of water, and according to the architect Michael Arid, the pools represent absence made visible. In other words, the Twin Towers are missing because this is where they stood, but we can see that they stood there because of the pools, right? And on the edge, you can't really see them, but the names of the people that were lost, civilians and first responders, firemen, policemen, they're all right here on the edge. Although the water flows into the voids, they could never be filled. Okay, the water can keep flowing and flowing, but that void of something missing could never be filled. Do you see these trees? There are actually 400 trees, and they fill this memorial plaza because this type of species of trees, which is the oak tree, the swamp oak tree, is native to New York City, to Arlington, Virginia, and Somerset, Pennsylvania, where this tragedy occurred. And this other picture, you see this right here? This is a pear tree. This is actually a survivor tree. They call it the survivor tree because that area was full of rubble, like broken buildings and broken stuff, debris everywhere. But when they were clearing it up, guess what? This tree was actually still alive. So they nursed it back to health. You know, they took care of it, and it was able to survive the attack. So they call it the survivor tree. There is more information for you if you're interested in learning more about 9/11. We have 2 Brain Pop videos, one in English and one in Spanish. Now, I cannot post the username and password in this video because it's on social media, but I'm going to go ahead and send the username and password to your teachers, and you can ask them for it. All right? So now I'm going to go ahead and read today's reading. It is a really cute book. It is titled September 12th. We knew everything would be all right. It is written and illustrated by first grade students of H. Bryan Masterson Elementary in Kennett, Missouri. So these are our authors. This is the class, the first grade class. On September 11th, 2001, many bad things happened. You can see an airplane crashing into one of the Twin Towers. The firemen trying to put out the fire. September 12th was a new day we knew everything would be all right because, September 12th, the day after, the sun came up and the birds started to sing again. We came to school the same way. We knew everything would be all right when we saw our teachers smiling at the door. We said the Pledge of Allegiance like always. We sang the national anthem very loudly. Our teachers sat and read us lots of books. We had recess again. We knew everything would be all right because we had homework. 2 plus 2 still added up to 4. Our thought for the day became America United. We saw lots of flags. Red, white, and blue suddenly became everyone's favorite color. On television, we heard our president tell us everything would be all right. On September 12th, our parents still tucked us in our warm, safe beds. Our parents talked to us about the bad things that had happened the day before. We knew it would be all right because our parents said they loved us. We knew everything would be all right because the stars and moon came out and America went to sleep. And the next morning, the sun came up again. Not the end. And this is a picture of our authors. Not only did they write the book, but did you notice the wonderful drawings, the illustrations in the book? Thank you for reading September 12th with me today. I really enjoyed this book, and I hope you did too. Don't forget to show your patriotism by wearing red, white, and blue. And if you happen to drive by our school today, you'll notice that our flag is at half staff. We are honoring our first responders today. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.